Hey guys, how are we doing today? I am great, thanks for asking. Now today, I'd like to do a video about the new Grand Theft Auto that's coming out, Grand Theft Auto 5, obviously. If you haven't seen it, then, I don't know, get out of the tree that you've been living in for the past couple of months. And I have recently just watched the official gameplay trailer. I think it's a trailer, is it a trailer? Or is it just an official gameplay? Whatever it is, it looks fucking awesome. You know, the thing that strikes me the most is just the variety of what you can do with the game. Like, the game isn't more centralized on missions lately, it's more centralized on heists. In the gameplay trailer, we see the jewelry heist, which you can control yourself. Like, for example, you can control how you'd like to go into the heist. You can go really tactfully, more intelligent than, you know, previous with sleeping gas, it seems, going through vents. Or you can just go in, you know, bike helmets on, all guns blazing, gunning those motherfuckers to the ground. So that's the heists part of it. And then if you're just feeling bored, like, come on, we've all felt bored on Grand Theft Auto, haven't we? And what do you do when you feel bored on Grand Theft Auto? You steal a car and you just go around mowing people over. That's it. You know, I understand in Grand Theft Auto 4 that there's like there's darts and there's pool, and you can go give your mates a call and be like, "You dude, you fancy some pool?" You play one game, you're like, oh, "Fuck, this is shit. Why am I playing this?" Like, I'm just owning him every time. You know. And towards the end of the game, if you chose the wrong path, then you're without Roman. Roman! You're without Roman, whatever his name is. You don't have him anymore, and he was a cool motherfucker. He was a nice guy. Okay, little Jacob, he was a fucking legend. He was a legend. You couldn't understand a word he was saying. He was like, "Yo, Nico, I'll play some darts," and then you're like, "Yeah, sure, okay." But yeah, you just play with your friends, and like the new Grand Theft Auto 5 allows you to play golf. What else is there? Scuba diving, hunting, cycling. That cycling looks amazing. It's not just like on San Andreas. You just hop on a bike and just tap X all the time. Or if you got Xbox, I don't know what it is. A? Yeah, I don't give a shit about Xbox. But yeah, it looks intelligent. It looks like you've got to properly interact with it to get the best out of the game. And I just think that's 50 steps forward from the previous game. And I heard something which is quite interesting. I don't know if this applies to the PlayStation as well, but for the Xbox, there's going to be two games. There's going to be two discs, one to install and one to play. And that just shows you how vast the game is, how big, like what is it? Los Santos, some shit like that. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But that just shows how huge that place is going to be, that it needs a separate disc just to play the game. And you know what discs are like these days. You could store fuckloads on a disc. I can't exactly think of something big at the moment, but you could store shitloads on a disc. Let's just say that. You could store 10 years worth of pornography on discs that these days. You know, there's just goes to show how vast the game is, and how amazing the gameplay is going to be. Like all these different games that you can play, and that's what it feels like. It feels like an amalgamation of just different games picked from over there, and just like mixed in together with what GTA is fundamentally, and that is just, well, I don't know, what would you say? It's just an action, killy people game. But, you know, it mixes leisure, it mixes business. And when I say business, I genuinely do mean business. Like, you can make money from stocks, you can make money from selling real estate. And then there's the business you got to get down to, which is, you know, the heists, and then doing your missions and making friends with people and killing people. You know, that's just what GTA is. And now, because it's such a huge game, it's like the real world. It's just amazing. You know, I can't think anything else. It's just awesome. When I heard about the stock market, I tingled a little bit, because that's just awesome. You know, the fact that Rockstar can appeal to such a huge variety of different people in one game, that's just astonishing. And I really think they're going to do well on this game. So now that I've got the basics out of the way, and my first reactions of the game, basically, we can now talk about the three characters. And when you look at the characters, if you have read about the characters, you'll just understand the diversity which is involved. Like, we have Michael, for example. He's a retired criminal, and he looks like a businessman. You know, he wears suits, and he lives in a really nice house. He's early 40s. He lives in the Rockford Hills, which I can imagine is going to be like the equivalent of the Beverly Hills, and he just looks like a successful man. I'll read a little bio about him now. It says, highly successful bank robber who retired and went into FBI witness protection with a sweet deal. He and his wife, Amanda, have a rocky relationship, and kids Tracy and Jimmy are not understandable anymore. With the wife spending money endlessly and domestic life driving him crazy, Michael needs to get back into the business. But then you've got Trevor. You know, Trevor's your typical hillbilly, just wearing a t-shirt, scruffy. He's probably wearing sandals. Who knows? He's got that bald patch in the middle of his hair where his hair like wraps around his head, and he's a criminal. They're all pretty much criminals. That's just what GTA is. He's early 40s as well. I suppose he is. Sorry, he is friends with Michael. It just said in the previous thing there, but he lives in Blaine country. Now that describes him perfectly. It's like country. It sounds very agricultural. It sounds out of the way. And that's what GTA brings to the game. It brings that massive difference from city life to country life. That's what GTA 4 didn't have. It was based on New York. All you had was skyscrapers fucking everywhere, and the only serene and calm places was in the third island. I can't remember what it was, but it was at the top where there were nice houses, but that was it. It still felt really city-like, and it's just going back to San Andreas. San Andreas was so great because it had the city here and it had the countryside here and the rocky hills and like the lakes and the rivers, and one minute you could be in a city, the next minute you could be fighting some werewolves in like the country. I know that's a lie, but still. It was just that diversity, and that's what I'm trying to portray in this, I suppose. Then you've got the third guy, Franklin. He's a repo man, so he repossesses vehicles, and I believe that's what a repo guy does. And he's mid-20s, so he's a younger guy. He's hip, he's black, he's into that sort of music, you can tell. Joking. So Franklin works for someone, so there's a start. He works for someone, so we can tell that he's going to be a bit bitchy. He doesn't like his boss. He works for an Armenian luxury car dealer, and does repossession when customers can't pay. So if he repossesses, that gives us a sense that he doesn't give a shit. He'll just go up to someone and be like, "Yo, fucking give me the car back. What the fuck, man? You're gonna fucking hit me?" So there, we've got a businessman slash criminal sort of looking guy. He's successful in Michael. We've got Trevor the hillbilly, who in the trailer seems to be flushing down either a real woman or a sex toy, because all you saw was the foot, so I don't know what was going on there. And then you got Franklin, he seems like a level-headed guy, he seems down to earth, but he seems like a working class guy. And you can play as all of these characters. That's the thing. When you're going on a mission, you can choose like which guy you're gonna be. The mission that we saw was no, not the mission we saw. We saw one mission which was like I think it was Michael rappelling down from a helicopter, asking for a bit of backup, and then you switch to Franklin and you kill the guards from a distance because he's got a sniper. And then I don't know what Trevor was doing. Was he flying the helicopter? I think he was. But yeah, that just goes to show like the diversity of the game. It allows you to do what you want, not just playing as one guy. I'm not saying Nico was a bit of a twat, but it was a bit boring after a while. Well, that concludes my discussion of Grand Theft Auto 5. I know it was a bit brief, but I just wanted to go over the stuff that I enjoyed about the game, about the gameplay trailer, and just what I'm looking forward to in the game. So thanks for watching. Please comment, like, anything about the game, anything about my video. Be legends, stay cool, and I'll see you next time.